Yo, what's going on? You tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. I'm your host, Sebastian Ryder. And y'all probably sick of me saying this shit at this point, but we got another special guest in the building. And it's not every day that we got a innovator, a pioneer of a new sound, Afro trap, Afro drill, Mr. Magic Sturdy himself.
Yeah.
JoeOgun in the building today, man.
Yo. Know that. It's your boy Joe.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah. He howling to the moon. He howling to the moon. He a wolf. He a big dog.
Big wolf stuff. You already know.
So look,
boy
man,
in the building.
Obviously, right? Like, we talked before this and we
100%.
We got some context, but on Cut Different TV, we like to get to the meat and potatoes of an artist, right? We like to understand what makes them different, what makes them cut different, no scissors.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, that comes from a lot of different things. It comes from your background. It comes from what you're doing as an artist. It comes from your creative process. And so I want to kind of pass it to you, give you the runway, and let you ride with that.
Yeah, you already know. Yeah, what you do defines you. So, you got to be cut different. Yeah. As of me, you already know it's your boy Joe. Nigerian American, Afro hip hop artist. Yeah, we moving things. Know that.
I feel that. And you gave us the surface level right there. You already know it's Joe. And that rhymes. That's a bar, by the way.
You feel what I'm saying?
But so tell them a little bit about, obviously, no matter what they try to put you in, whatever box they try to put you in, Afro drill, Afro rap, Afro trap, whatever. One constant remains the same, and it's that Afro. So talk about that influence. You spent some time in Lagos, Nigeria. Talk about that a little bit.
So boom, I like that you mentioned that. Like, they stay trying to put me in a box. I like that you mentioned that because it's like me, I've grew up in Jersey with hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Spent time in Lagos, so that's where the Afro comes in. You feel what I'm saying? Thank God for that, because that's what inspired, that one made me more in depth into my culture, so that made me understand more and stuff like that. And being able to relate with people back home, the same way I relate with people out here. So yeah, like, you feel me? Like, I just feel like you can't put me in a box, because I'm doing too much. I'm not just making hip hop type of music or not Afro type of music. I'm like, I'm doing more. I'm breaking the barriers right now. So yeah.
For sure. And so you started off, you got the vibe. I mean, shout out your design, whoever put this shit together.
Fresh Vintage, you already know. Shouts out my boy with Cole. I'm rocking that Fresh Vintage today. You feel me? Go cop that in stores right now. Support black business. Matter of fact, support African business. You know what I'm saying? Black African, we do it. Being that my homie, he did this, I had to show love. So,
For sure. Always showing love. And so,
of course,
to kind of wrap it back, I mean, rappers got that aesthetic, right? Like, they come in, you can tell, okay, this motherfucker might rap. You feel me? And so you started off in hip-hop.
Hip-hop, for sure, 100%.
Transition, that sound or transition that sound, right? So what caused that? What was the influence that said, hold on, let me tap into my roots. Let me get back to business.
When you see, I was born out here in the States and I grew up out here, you know what I'm saying? And before I ever even been to Africa, talk less in Nigeria, I knew I was African, you know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't really understand everything about being African until you go to Africa, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. So,
sure.
That helped me a lot, in what I'm doing now, going to Africa, and really experiencing lifestyle, the vibes out there, it really intertwined very well and stuff like that. So I think that helped out a lot going to Africa. I don't know if that answers the question, really.
Definitely. I mean, whatever answer you give answers my question. Because I'm all over the the with it.
Yeah, no.
At the end of the day, we're just trying to figure out why you cut different.
Yeah,
that's a cut different answer.
I hope so, man.
So you evolved or kind of transitioned that sound, right?
Yeah, I transitioned.
And by the way, it's hot as hell in here, man. We trying to create. We trying to create
a lot of bars. There's a lot of hot stuff going on. Homies was just dropping bars in here, so it get a little bit hot. You know what I'm saying? We got hot topics, all that. You know what I mean? So Definitely. But we with it.
So you transition that sound, and then you start to evolve and start to play with different energies. And so
yeah.
Tell me about that a little bit.
So I remember when it's crazy growing up in Jersey. you know, with a whole bunch of Africans, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just growing up in Jersey, like, period. Like, obviously, I grew up on hip hop, Jersey club culture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was first to me. But then when I started getting more into my African, like, you know, roots and stuff like that, and people would be, and then, you know, a lot of African music was coming up. The wave was coming up. My homies kept on telling me, I'm talking about since 2012 when I first came, or I first went to Nigeria, they was like, yo, you should do Afro rap, you should do Afro hip hop. Like, you know, that was always a thing that people told me to do when I first started rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, my close family, friends, they would tell me, yo, you should do something Afro. And I was just like, damn, I always wanted to do something when they was telling me, but I didn't feel like it was the time. You know what I'm saying? So I seen the wave coming a long time ago, and I'm happy it's here.
Word.
It's here now.
How you feel about what's going on right now, like from a Afro insert, whatever you want to put below it standpoint? Like, it's taking over, right? Even Ebro
100%.
said recently, like, you know, labels aren't trying to sign rappers no more because they all doing the same shit. Like, everybody wants something new.
Yeah.
So, like, how you feel about what's going on right now in the culture?
I just feel like it's dope. You know, we getting our flowers finally. You know, it's the beginning stages, and you know, there's a lot to come with the Afro, you know, everything, fusion, whatever you want to call it, Afro beats, anything. Afro is growing rapidly, and, you know, like, I'm here for it. Like, you know, I'm here to support it. I support it. I love Afro beats. Before I actually, I remember what I wanted to say, right? So, boom. Everybody would tell me, yo, Joe, hop on Afro beats. I never really hopped on it. Like, I never really did Afro beats, but I found the way that I started to adapt to the culture, and that was doing remixes on the beats. I started doing remixes, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like, when I started doing remixes, like, rapping on these Afro beats, I didn't hear nobody doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's kind of what inspired the Afro drill that I do now. You know what I'm saying? Because I was rapping like my American flows, my hip hop flows on these Afro beats. You know, Bad Energy was one of the first freestyles that I did by Wizkid and Skepta. I was like, nah, I got to do that beat. I did a little freestyle to that. Then boom, I did Killing Them with Zaltan and Burna Boy. So it's like I started experimenting with that, you know, when everybody was trying to tell me. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, yeah, it was a long time coming, but that's how I got into the Afro. It started to do remixes, you know, on these beats that I felt like I could get my flow off on, you know, basically.
And not only are you just doing that, but you're doing it well. I mean, the song that's
Appreciate
popping
that.
off for you right now, Magic Sturdy. I mean,
Magic Sturdy.
The mastermind, Vic Cheddar behind the scenes.
You already know. Shout out
this
Vic.
interview, he was telling me on
Yes,
Magic
sir.
Sturdy, you got a really, really hot, well-known Afro sample,
Heck yeah.
Afro insert on the song.
Afro. Yeah.
And that
Afro.
shit is fire, bro, because you hear like New York drill, UK drill, all that, and then you add like that little element of culture into it,
100%.
and it takes you to the moon. So talk about the success that you're seeing from that song and how it's bubbling for you right now.
Nah, facts. Man, shouts out to Magic Sturdy. Like that song, it's crazy because realistically, when I made that song, it was for promotion. I didn't expect for it to be this big, but I always feel like all my songs can be the hit song that I drop. Like, you know, because it's like, who knows tomorrow, you know? But realistically, I did it for promotion because, you know, it was like, I wanted to do something different. Like, I know I'm not like Wizkid, I'm not like Burna Boy, I'm not like DeVito, but I'm JoeO. So, you know, and this is my culture as well. So I got to do something, you know, that is a part of me. So that's why I came into doing that, you know, the Afro drill. And that's how I came up with the Magic Sturdy. I was just trying to solve a problem, or solve my problem. You know what I mean?
So you spent some time in Nigeria, and
Lagos.
so that's where you got a lot of influence on the culture. What was that like?
Lagos, Los Giddy, you already know, man. Lagos is one of the best places I've ever been to in my life. It's the reason why I am who I am today, for real. Like, Nigeria had got a big stain on me. You know, it's like the struggle, the beauty, all of that put in one. It could just, it's everything in Nigeria. So Yeah, that got a really, one crazy story in Nigeria. Let me see if I could cook something. Let me see throughout all of the craziness that happened in Nigeria. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't go. Oh no. I ain't gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you. Oh, I got a legendary story in Nigeria. Oh my God. There was one time I was young. I had to be like 15, 16, probably 15, 14, 15. And I begged my mom to go to the studio. This is when I was first like, let me try it out. So I was in Nigeria at the time. And I asked my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to go to the studio for real. Like, I got my homie, like, down the block that could take me over there. Like, what's up? Man, I spent like 3 days begging her, like, please. She's like, no. African parents, it'd be hard to like get that.
Study some more.
Yeah, she's like, study. Like, no music. And like, you must be an engineer, fireman, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something academic in the academic field. But then she ended up letting me go. Whew. My man's taking me there, right? And he know Lagos like the back of his hand. He knows Nigeria at the back of his hand. Shout out my broski Toby. Toby. So Toby take me on the bus, right? We take public transportation. It's like, like you in New York, you take the train, you take whatever, taxi, cab, or whatever. So we take in the bus to get to the studio. We got to transfer. We transfer like 3 buses till we got there. But in the middle bus, the second bus leading to the third bus that we was transferring on, some crazy shit had happened. So we got on the bus, it was packed to the brain. I'm like, shit got busy, shit got lit. So whatever, we squeezed through to get in there, found some seats. So as we getting off, it was our stop. He like, yo, let's go. He going first. I'm following him. So I think we probably 10 minutes away from the studio right now. So I'm like, all right, I'm like excitement building up. So as we get into the front of the bus, walk into the bus to get off the bus is not stopping. So I'm like, yo, what's going on?
What the fuck?
My man's Toby gonna jump off this shit.
Yeah.
Jump off the bus. And I'm looking at him like, as he's jumping off, like it's a movie. And I'm like, yo, he jumped off the bus. Yeah, also Spider-Man shit. He jumped off the bus. And I'm like, I'm not jumping off. Yeah. Like, this is crazy. This is illegal. Shouldn't be a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he was just like, jump. Because the bus was going past and he was shouting, jump. I don't even know. Like, I just jumped. Like, I just did what he told me to do. Jump. And as I jump, next thing you know, I am falling and let me even put this detail in there. The bus, it has like 3 stairs till you get really on the platform, on the level. So it's a steep bus. You got to walk down, then jump off. So I literally fell from the top straight off the bus, chest first, and then landed on the floor. Like I was blessed to even just be able to not even break no bone on that experience. But it was crazy because I jumped off the bus going to the studio, looking all dusty, going to the studio. Of course, I still went. I ain't turned around. Yeah. But that day, I would never forget that day because we laughed. It was crazy. Like, my homie was just like, that was my way. That was kind of like a form of me getting accustomed to Africa or Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So that experience was so funny. I did make it to the studio and create some fire like of usual. Course. You know how that goes.
Like Joe would.
Yeah, like Joe would do every time. But like, yeah, that day was crazy. I can't believe I fell off the bus like that. Like chest first. Like that jump was scary. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Still went and made a record.
If I didn't jump off the bus, I'm going to the next city.
Yeah, facts.
That's how it told me.
Jersey City sometimes. You think you getting off in
jump off
City,
that
you
bus.
End up in Bayonne.
You got to jump off that bus.
Yeah. But so you mentioned one thing there and you said, you were blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And, gratitude is key, right?
Always.
How do you feel about that? Or like, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. We talked a little bit before this interview and you was telling me that 2 of your primary principles is, being blessed and being grateful.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a fact.
Where does that come from? Where does that stem from? And is that something that you tell yourself every day? Aside from let's get this money.
Yeah, of course. Now, blessed and grateful is like a slang. My homie Lionel McCulley kind of like inspired me with, because he would always tweet it, post it, and say it. So when he passed like a couple years ago.
R.I.P.
So yeah, R.I.P. condolences, R.I.P. L.O. Macca, my brother for life. When he had passed, like, that stuck to a lot of the homies, like, being blessed and grateful. Like, I feel like that's something that he left the homies with. Like, yo, you better appreciate this grind. You better appreciate this hustle. You better appreciate the opportunity to wake up and do this shit. Like, I'm not here no more. Like, you better do it. So he kind of like passed the baton onto us type of thing. So, yeah. Ever since then, I've been taking real heed into that, being blessed and grateful and understanding what that is. So every time I get a chance to stand in front of a mic or like a stage or people are entertained, you know, like I really embody that, being blessed and grateful. You know, so shout out to my homie L.O. Macca for giving me that gem. And yeah, I encourage everybody to be blessed and grateful in like everything that you do every day. You know, just take that with you. And I'm pretty sure that's going to allow you to perform better in anything you want to do in life. So
Burna Boy said some stuff the other day.
Yeah.
He was talking about like authenticity.
Yeah.
And he had an interesting take on it. And I'm curious, you being, you know, an Afro insert artist.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you feel about that? What's your take on that?
Yeah, nah, authenticity is everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's why I'm an artist. Like, I just like being authentic, you know, through your creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's like I couldn't feel it being right no other way, not being authentic through my creativity. So I think that's very important when you're in this type of, you know, career path. You know, it's authenticity, because people buy into that easily. People could feel when you being real, and people could feel when you being fake. You know what I'm saying? So being authentic is very important.
Yeah, bro. I mean, authenticity is like obviously key as an artist. You want to, you know, be different. You want to be cut different. I had to say that shit. But, you know, what is something to you? I mean, obviously you're working on a project right now. You're looking to get something out to the people. And when we talked earlier, you was telling me like, a huge thing is diversifying the sound and, you know, understanding where you want to go with it, and not trying to, like we mentioned at the beginning of the interview, put yourself in a box as an artist, right?
Right.
So talk a little bit about that process and exploring sounds and you know, how that makes you who you are as JoeO.
Yeah, well, it's important to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? So, with your question, it's like I've always been experimenting on sounds, different sounds, like within hip hop, within this genre, within that genre. So I always like experimenting. You know, I was a big freestyle artist, like in my big beginning stages. So I feel like experimenting creates that authenticity when you like just trying new shit, like new stuff. So I was that person. Like, I like trying new stuff musically, because it's boring to be doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So that's what forces that authenticity. So I was like, you know, let me try Afro drill. Yeah, something different.
And everybody, I mean, we hear it time and time again. We hear it time and time again. Like, you know, artists like insert name, right? All the Lils, all the Babies. It's like, okay, we hear the same song 100 times. It's time to switch it up.
Right.
So I get that. And so from an experimental standpoint, and you and your scientific method element as JoeO, the scientist, it's like, what can we expect from you moving forward?
Oh, moving forward, a lot of great music, Afro-inspired. A lot of visuals on the way too. A lot of meaningful music, because I'm starting to hear a lot of people saying like there's a lot of lack of quality in music right now. So, you know, I'm going to be putting a lot into my music now. You know,
what does that mean to you though? Like quality?
Quality, everything. I used to think quality could make me huge as an artist, could make me mainstream. Like, if your quality is good enough, that would take you to the moon. I used to think that first, but then I understood like it's a whole package, you know. But that was my main thing as an artist in the beginning, is focusing on the quality. Because when people could see that your quality is different, that's an easy distinction why you cut different.
For sure. I like that. And hold on, I almost forgot something very important here, right? We talking to this man, JoeOgun, right now. He working on some beautiful shit. He got a beautiful project coming out for y'all. Afro drill, Afro trap, vibing.
Yes, sir.
But this man opened up for WizKid in 2019. Y'all probably just heard of WizKid. It's 2023. We shooting it right now. It's 2050, whatever. Facts. WizKid, old as hell. But you opened up for that, man. That's a big ass
sir. Deal. Yes, sir.
So that was what, DJ Tunes Blackout?
Blackout tour, yes. Shout out to DJ Tunes. So boom, this was 2019. I had first opened up, for Rema in New York on the Blackout tour. Shouts out to my man's DJ Tunes. Yeah, I was blessed to open up for Rema, share the stage with him at SOBs in New York City.
Oh, wow.
So that was a dope experience. And then that following, and that was in October or so. So that following December, I happened to be in Lagos, and DJ Tunes put me on the bill for the Blackout tour. That was the stop in Lagos. So that was even more important to me because this is the first time I'm performing in my, like, you know what I'm saying, my hometown. So it was lit, you know, like the love, the vibes. WizKid was there. I had chill with him at some, you know, a little private, cool event before the day of. It was chill vibes. And then the day of, which was the following day, you know, I had heard he was rocking on my performance. So, you know, shouts out to, you know, DJ Tunes for giving me the platform, you know, just to put myself out there and stuff like that in Lagos. And yeah, it was a dope experience.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Shout out DJ Tunes and shout out WizKid. If you want to come join us at Cut Different TV.
Yeah, WizKid, come on down, WizKid. Like, yeah, they rock with you out here. You know I rocks with you, man. Yeah.
Definitely. And so, you know, kind of we dove a little bit into what you got going on, your thought process on everything. Right. And so, you know, we did our job. But, of course, we got to do a little bit more to be extraordinary, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, everybody always asks this question like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, where do you see yourself? Right. Like, what's the future for JoeOgun? Like, where do you see yourself as an artist?
Dang. You know, that's a good question. I don't want to give out too much because I want it to be a surprise, you know? Because I like, that's the thing. I'm going to see shock value.
Of course.
I'm going to just say that, shock value. When you following JoeOgun, when you a fan of JoeOgun, expect to be impressed, shocked, and surprised. You gonna be hit with some shit. Like, you know, so like just be ready for it when it come, because I always, everything I do is calculated. Like, I be thinking like, yo, what's the next move I could do that the fans will really appreciate. So I could tell y'all in the future, man, I don't want to say too much because I got a lot in, like, surprises in store, but expect a lot of stuff that y'all never see me do before. New things, you know, new things.
Beautiful. New things on the way.
New things.
And look, listen, I mean, we're gonna do a closeout because that's, I guess, what we're supposed to do, I guess, right, Vic? But you know, I want to tell y'all, man, if you like what you saw today, I mean, JoeOgun, he's on the rise. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. It literally takes you the amount of time that it took me to just say that to y'all. If you like what we're doing here at Cut Different TV, subscribe to the channel. Maybe send it to like one or two of your friends. I mean, come on. We got JoeOgun in the building. We got Raph in the building. We got Mars in the building. We got Vic Cheddar behind the boards. We doing all this for y'all.
Let's go.
So the least you could do is like, comment, and subscribe. But anyways, where can they find you at, Joe?
You can find me on Instagram at JoeOgun. That's at JoeOgun. On Twitter at RealJoeO. That's RealJoeo. Or you can find me at my next performance. I'm performing in Jersey on the 23rd of September at Pure Wahala. So you could catch me at there, or just, catch me on my next performance. Yeah, so catch me in Jersey. Catch me in Jersey or Lagos. Definitely Lagos this December.
Yeah. Or it could be if in you Barclays, out there in Barclays, Madison Square. It could be wherever you at, whatever stadium you at,
wherever.
It could be 2050. Who knows?
We gonna bring the whole GSD. It's gonna be a problem.
Definitely,
the whole gang.
It's love, man. Well, Joe, we appreciate you coming on Cut Different
for having
TV.
Me.
I think it's safe to say Joe is cut different. And without further ado,
I didn't ask. I'm sorry for cutting you short. I ain't asked that. I ain't answer that question why I'm cut different. For real.
Ooh.
I ain't
you know
answer
what?
that.
You checked me on that,
and I'm like, nah, because like y'all was telling me before. You and Vic was telling me before, like, what make y'all cut different? Y'all was talking about it, like, like that's how y'all challenge artists, and and honestly, me, I respect that. You feel me? Because I feel like that's what is lacked in the music right now. Entertainment industry is what makes you different. So I came up here to answer that today. What make me cut different?
So let me
ask what I'm saying?
Let me ask you.
Ask me,
Joe.
What's up?
What makes you cut different for real?
What makes me cut different? What makes Joe cut different is that I'm a solution. I wanted to listen to the music exactly I'm making right now. And that is music that Africans in the diaspora could like, which is Afro hip hop, Afro drill, technically what I'm doing right now. But I wanted to put something together where it was going to solve an issue where I could cater to my Africans that like hip hop. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, Afro hip hop is the way to go. And that is how I feel like I'm cut different, by solving that issue.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So,
and I'm going to do you one better.
What's up?
When you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you get out of bed, wherever it is,
sir.
And you look in the mirror and you say to yourself one thing, one motto, one saying that you live by that keeps you going, that keeps you progressive, that keeps you innovating and experimenting. What is that motto that you say to yourself?
It's two of them. One is, let's get this money. And the second one is blessed and grateful.
Okay.
That's just it. Like, when you understand those two, let's get to this money. It doesn't necessarily, it's not always let's get actual funding and cash, but it's like, let's be productive. Let's do something. Let's get out and do something. So let's get to this money. I may be talking about working out and I'll be like, yo, let's get to this money. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, yeah. Or blessed and grateful. It's important to be blessed and grateful because some people don't get the chance to be in the studio. Some people don't get the chance to be sitting down on Cut Different. So I'm blessed and grateful to be here.
Not everybody can do what Joe doing, man. Wake up in the morning. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money.
You blessed.
We blessed.
And you grateful. If you got a computer or a TV right now, I don't care if you watching your TV or you on your computer in the slums, wherever you at, you blessed to have a piece of hardware that can allow you to do whatever you want to do. You blessed, and you should be grateful for it, man.
Fact.
It's your host, Sebastian Ryder. You tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV, and I'm here with my dog.
Wow, know that.
I'm here with my dog.
Joe, know that.
And we outside, man.
Ow.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Cut Different. Wow, know that.
Peace.